Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the single player Let's Play. So, in between episodes, I have done a whack ton of work, which is why I've started the episode in my inventory. I made a nanosuit helmet, which required quite a bit of intermediate crafting here, with items for the night vision goggle being, an advanced circuit, these advanced heat exchangers, these normal heat exchangers. Sort of goes on and on and on here, and it really was quite a lengthy task to finish, but it is done and was worthwhile. And I also made the top tier Vibrant Jetpack, so I'm completely out of ender pearls now, unfortunately. But that's just kind of the nature of the beast now, isn't it? So, we have the top tier jetpack though, so I can float and very slowly fall. Now, because of that though, you'll notice that, our capacitor bank is completely empty because I've been trying to fill this up for about 5 minutes now, and, well, of course, this holds, is that 10 times? Yeah, because that's 2 million and this is 20 million, so this holds 10 times the amount of RF that our capacitor bank holds. So I'd like to get some better RF production, and not just production, but also better storage this episode. So what I am thinking is this. I truly enjoy having our setup. Wow, it's nice to fly that fast. I truly enjoy having this setup over here, but I've come to the realization that it might be a good idea to leave this independent so that we can have plenty of power for the crusher, because I've noticed that the crusher doesn't always keep up. And so I was thinking it would be neat to just have this kind of over here and stop this lead once we get here, and then basically break off the connection here for these two posts, so that way we don't have to worry with a lot of the stuff like the how much power we're producing for our farms and for several other things. So something just kind of interesting to consider. Most certainly, if you ask me, I think it'd be pretty frickin' cool. But it really just depends. So, taking a look at our options for power production, I realized that a really good way of doing power production that would involve very little effort on my part, which I know low effort isn't exactly the key to everything, but, sometimes it's good to consider your other options, and I really like having some things. So, I think it's worth considering the thermoelectric generator from Immersive Engineering. Now, of course, I want to have greater plans for some of these things, but I feel like for starting power, this is a good place to start. And I think I have a good bit of what we'd need. I've got plenty of steel. The copper coil block would not be that big of a deal to make. And so that leaves us with the constant plates, which I could do, but it won't be a quick process. So here's the issue. I can do this a few ways, and there's ways that I would like to do it, and ways that I can do it. And those are two different ways. I can just take Constantin and smash it down with a hammer to make my plate. Easy peasy, right? Make more hammers if I need to. It's not that expensive. And then just kind of move on with it, right? What I would like to do is either do it through the metal press, which is not that challenging to make, but it does require RF, and we will need the metal press mold. Fortunately, we already have a metal former, so we can make the steel plates no problem, and any other plate. Or option number 3 is casting, but the issue with casting is, well, our smeltery is small, because I don't really want to use it for utility stuff like that necessarily. I'd like to actually use each mod's version, so I think that's going to leave the choice to be very obvious here. We're going to go with the metal press. So let's take a look at the metal press. Like I said, it's not really that difficult to make, if I remember. Wow, please slow down. Thank you. So it's some steel scaffolding. In fact, I might have a lot of these things left over. So we might find this to be even easier. Is one of those a redstone engineering block? We have a redstone engineering block, 2 conveyor belts, a heavy engineering block. I don't think any of these are heavy engineering blocks. I don't think I had to make that. No, it doesn't look like it. So we'll need a piston, 2 conveyor belts, got pistons. I've actually been picking them up when I go messing through the world. Pistons we can make with either leather or rubber. That's pretty neat, actually. Which one do we have more of? I guess technically I should use rubber because that's renewable. And right now I don't have a cow farm. So probably a better idea to go for rubber. So let's see. We'll just do these and get the conveyor belts we need. Conveyor belts are really cool. I actually want to do a lot more with these things eventually, but there's still kind of a lot on my plate. And so now all we need is a heavy engineering block. Heavy engineering block. Perfect. So that's going to require... Ooh, wow. Wow. Geez, guy. This is pretty intense. Well, at least we have one steel mechanical component. That saves me 4 steel. That's one thing. I do actually really like the recipes for immersive engineering. They're a little expensive, but in a relatively fair way, if that makes any sense. So then we want an electrum ingot, and what else was it? 4 steel and 2 pistons. We got 2 pistons, and this is for just 1, right? Oh, it's for 2. Wow. Pretty pricey though. I mean, like I said, I like that. I actually enjoy things having a relatively high cost. I just didn't really expect that, to be honest. So we'll do these, and then it was what, like this, and then like that. Nope, mix those up. There we go. And just grab my engineer's hammer and some copper or LV wire stuff and hop on over to the warehouse, I guess. Much easier to get up here now. So I think, and I probably should have brought some hempcrete, but that's okay, we'll wait. I need to first of all finish this place because there's no proper door and there's no proper lighting either. Like I've got these conjured blocks around now, but they aren't actually like where they should be. So I'm definitely a little bit concerned about how I'm going to handle that. Let me go get hempcrete, and I forgot wire posts as well. That was my fault. So get some hempcrete and some wire post. Or wall mount, same difference. It's not like flying in between here takes that long anymore. That's actually very worthwhile. So taking a look at our options of where we should put this, I'm kind of thinking maybe just right here in the middle. I don't see why not. So let's see, it was this, that. Oh yeah, I forget that these have changed. This isn't a new change. These having a directional placement is not new, but I cannot get used to it. And it is just a matter of me being stubborn. And I think that's it. Yep, perfect. Didn't even have to go look it up. So what we'll have then is probably just... Honestly, I may not have needed the wire post. I may have just... Whoops, that was the wrong thing. I may have been able to do with just that to there. Perfect. Okay, that's pretty nice. So now I actually need a way of putting things on and off of here, I guess. You know, I'm not even going to mess with that. I don't make a whole lot of plated stuff all that often. So I'm not even going to, like, really thoroughly worry about the technicalities of automating this thing, or rather making it kind of a set and forget system, because it's not something I feel like I'll be using a massive amount. I mean, I'll use it some for sure, but I don't think I'll be using it so much that I really will thoroughly benefit from automating it. So let's put you into rolling mode and plate those up. I actually had different plans for this episode. I wanted to do some distillery stuff to make solar distillers to turn water into distilled water to make overclocker upgrades a little more efficiently with our lapis supply so that we can get our IC2 machines going faster. But I decided the jetpack was worth making, and it really was, don't get me wrong, but now I've come to the realization that I'm ill-prepared as far as energy goes. So that's why we have changed our focus a little bit. Alright, so that's also an issue, is you do not recognize these two independently, so I'm going to have to run up here to the crusher and tell you to get to work. Go ahead and crush those back down. Oh yeah, I forgot that I was extracting rubber earlier. My fault. And, oh yeah, we need... Well, I can actually do this recipe over here. It's just as easy. And so now we should get ourselves a plate mold. Perfect. Very nice, very nice. So let me put this electrum ingot away. And in fact, let me merge. That way you know all about that. And then hempcrete we can put back away. I think I've still got all of my treated wood being stored up here still. I need to do something with this area. I think in the next few episodes I'm going to rewire this house a lot and change to conduit from loose wire. And then I'm going to put that away, and I think we're in better shape. Alright, well, I've got some waiting to do, so I'm going to wait until these two crush down all the way, and I'll be back with you in a few. Alright, done. So, let's go ahead and grab that real quick, and, whoops. Come over here, drain my capacitor bank again, smelt these, and take a nap. So, I have installed a few mods on the pack now, and one of the mods that I've installed, I swapped out compact solars for advanced solar panels because I've always preferred it, to be completely honest. And one thing that I kind of came to the realization of was that with advanced solar panels being back, I might actually thoroughly enjoy the idea of playing an IC2 playthrough again. Like, and what I mean by that is play using IC2 armor and actually going through all of IC2 with the UU matter phases and all of that, all of it. There's a lot more to it than I usually do, just because I tend to get bored with it. But I feel like advanced solar panels kind of brings some purpose to it, like the ability to have fully sustainable armor while you're out and about with an advanced solar helmet. So I think it might be something that I look into for, you know, the future of this series. For now, though, I just realized that I probably do want to go ahead and do a just a very simple automated system for this plate setup, because I just remember that I do have quite a lot of these that I need to make, a lot of these constant plates. Whoops, that didn't go as planned. So we'll make 2 hoppers and bring the chests with us. In case you're ever wondering why things look so different in my pack, a lot of the times it's mostly because of resource packs, or one resource pack in particular that I use pretty much everywhere. It's just sort of a thing that I do. Is that... oh yeah, I need to put you there. There we go. So now we should be producing plates. Perfect. So this isn't a very fast process, so I'm going to let this go through, and I'll be back when we have 64 plates. Well, that took about 2 minutes, maybe 3, so I'm glad I cut that out. But now we have our constant plates. I may find myself wanting to make one more later, but I don't think so. I think we'll probably be okay. Because this will make us 12 thermoelectric generators. I don't think we're going to need more than 12. Because the way thermoelectric generators work is they work by producing power from temperature differentials or heat differentials, and therefore the best way of creating heat is using uranium. Blocks of uranium, in fact, and you can cool that down with either ice or water, which is what I will be using, or any number of, basically, I'm trying to think of what the other heat options are, actually. Cryothium used to be a great option, but obviously cryothium and pyrotheum are no longer options. So I'm not particularly sure what would be some of the still standing options, but we will see. I'm just going to go and turn all of these into blocks of uranium, though, because... Oh, I actually had a perfect amount. 28 blocks of uranium. If I think about that, that's actually going to be more than I'm going to need, I think. Which is good, because excess is helpful. So we are going to make... Man, I am doing really well on these numbers, actually. So far, it looks like we have basically everything that we need. Which is surprising. Normally for me, I run into shortages. Oop, wrong chest. Or storage container, or whatever you want to call it. So, oh, and I can put this chest away. I don't need it anymore either. There we are. I always like to try to keep my inventory kind of up in shape. So we're going to need some LV wire coil. That's going to be kind of a pain in the butt. We're going to need 12 of these, which means we need this recipe 24 times. So we're going to need a stack and a half of those. That's actually not terrible. And then I'm definitely going to need a new pair of shears, because I'm most certainly going to break them on this. And we'll do dark oak, why not, for some sticks. Oh good, I did that math right. I was hoping that I wasn't about to make a fool of myself in doing my math completely wrong, and I did my math right. Hooray! So... yeah, that works. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not sure why the click drag thing does that still, but I don't really care. So that gives us 12 thermoelectric generators. I'm pretty sure this is beyond overkill, but that's okay. So what we can do, I have no idea how I'm going to design this build. I just know in general that I want it to be somewhere downstairs. I think I'm going to need a lot more LV wire coil and connectors. Whoops. And so I shall prepare myself with some more. Let's see, so if I put that away... I'd really love it if these backpack crafting tables had JEI integration. It'd be really nice, but that's okay. I can't be too terribly upset by that. And I should have some hardened clay still, I think? Maybe not. Oh yeah, there we are. I'm glad that those are sorted alphabetically, or can be sorted alphabetically. Because by count doesn't really make sense since it doesn't consolidate the stacks. So I just do it by alphabet. Kind of learned to get used to that, to be honest. So, let me see. Oh, I needed copper. That's what I was here for. So we're going to need probably... Actually, let me look and see what I have before I start trying to make stuff. So I've already got a few wire relays. I'm going to probably want a few more. That's perfect. Whoops. And there. So that should be good since we have 12 here. I think we should be good now. So, and at least we always have the clay and the hardened clay. I don't have to worry about that too much. Lastly, I want to see about how much power conduit do I have. Oh, not really a whole lot. Goodness, that's, going to need some more for sure. Make 15 more ingots here, and I'll just leave this smelting while I work on the layout, because we won't need these yet, but we will definitely be needing them. Are these the lowest tier? I can't remember if I used the lowest tier, or if I used a better tier. I did use a better tier, that's what I thought. I thought I used enhanced, because these are the worst ones, which is fine. Like, I'm not complaining particularly. Oh, I do have some. Oh well. No big deal. So, the power production itself is going to go down here. But I'm not really sure how I should implement it. I just had an idea. I'm trying to think if it's going to work. Because, okay, hear me out. We have 4 of these, right? And we have 3 corners that we're not using right now. So if I put these here, here, and here, this fits pretty perfectly, you have to admit. I can use... Let me grab my axe. There's a lot of these behind the walls that I'll have to break. I don't like how the Tinker's Construct tools are making my offhand swing, by the way. That really kind of drives me crazy. And it has been ever since they implemented it to work with... I would be okay with it if it didn't try to do it with weird blocks, but it does anyways, which is why I don't like it. If it did it with just the Tinker's tools, I'd be okay. But it does it with any tool or any item. And it particularly bothers me when I'm using a tool that is like my shovel, where it works faster on wood, but because I have something in my offhand and wood isn't a shovel's material, it will use my offhand, which is actually slower on wood. Kind of a little bit backwards, and I don't care for it too much. So I'm just going to break these out here so that I can make an infinite water source. And then we can kind of plan this out, because I think this will actually be pretty cool. So we want to try to keep it balanced. So if we do that, and then what if I do... Yeah, I have an idea. I think this will work. Well, I thought it would, but it doesn't seem to be. Let me run upstairs and snag... Shoot, I don't know. Here, let me empty this, and then I'll grab this bottom capacitor bank. Bring it with me and test. Because in theory, I thought this should work, and it doesn't look like it is. So I'm a little worried now. But it just depends on what my capacitor bank reads. 0. Crap. I really thought this worked. Well, I'm gonna go play around with these in single player and make sure that I get an idea, because clearly I've missed something. And I'm not really particularly sure why I don't understand, why I don't understand these, because this is exactly what I've done in the past. And it's obviously, unless... Oh, hang on. Nope, definitely not that. Alright, yeah, I have no idea. So give me just a minute. I will figure it out. Alright, nobody panic. I figured it out. So, it's, I don't love this, but this is what it is. It's a problem with the way I've got these laid out. It has nothing to do with the materials at all, which is good, because I've got these materials here, so it's nice that I'm not doing that part wrong. But what I am doing wrong is that it really thoroughly depends on everything being diagonal like this. So now you notice I'm making 156 RF per tick. Just from this one, just with this layout. So basically, this one has two sides, this one has two sides, this one has two sides, and this one has two sides, but they can't be opposite sides, if that makes any sense. It's kind of weird. I have to admit that I don't understand why it's the case, but I respect that it's that way, I guess. Like, I don't get why it's this way, but this is just what we have to work with. And it's not like it's incredibly difficult to work around. Because I still have all the resources required, so who cares? So essentially this should work on all of these now. And this is making a respectable amount of power for sure. Now here's my plan with the conduits, because the problem is this is of course all going to be wire, so how do we handle that? Well, this is my plan. I'm going to have... Can I host multiple connections? No. Shoot. Well, I mean, that's... I expected that. I was just hoping it wasn't going to be that way for some reason. Because what I would like is that somewhere over here we have a single conduit which hooks up over here into all of these. That's fine. Just like that. Whoops, I went one further than I needed to. So I can work around that. That's not actually the worst. So what we'll do is... There we are. Do this. And then we can do... Because these don't connect, do they? No, I didn't think so. And let me check. I'm pretty sure these don't actually work, even though visually they look like it, right? You set the right side of this to input. Yeah, no. So you're connecting, but you're not actually working. And I thought that. I was almost certain that was the case. So what we can do then, I guess this isn't a terrible solution, is to do that. Let me run upstairs real quick, and I can fix that up. Run upstairs. I want to get a few things. Let me get some glass, I guess. Yeah, that'll work. And then I will need some torches. So I want to fancy these up a little bit. I don't want to just leave them kind of jank looking. So what I will do is this. And I can't do anything about this one, but I'm not going to like sacrifice it. So what I'm going to do is this. And maybe this will work out for the best. We'll see. If I do... Let's see. This, and then go and craft a bunch of these. Perfect. So, at this point, I want to go make a few conduit facades. Well, that's not working. Strange. Whatever. And let's go paint these conduit facades with brick. Now you'll never know. And I can do... Do I want to do that, or do I want to do this? Kind of like that look better. Cool. Yeah, that works for me then. So if I do... Here, let me clean up my hotbar so that's in the right order now. So we will do that block, that block, that block, that block. I just realized I only needed 3 conduit facades. I keep on thinking 4 because there's 4 wings to this, but that's not right at all. Oh well. Too late now. You guys probably noticed several minutes ago. And so we have... I've already hooked those up. So we'll do one at that torch level. Then go into that. Oh yeah, I forgot to finish these. I did finish these though, right? Yeah, good. Good. Let's see, that to that to that. And then do glass in front of this. And, oh, yeah, perfect. Glass in front of this. And it's not beautiful, but it's good enough. Here's my question. Here's what I want to see. We are producing 1,000 RF per tick. Oh boy, that's... wow. That's pretty serious business right there. Okay, never mind, never mind. That was just excess buffer. 480 RF per tick though. That's a good number right there. 480 is definitely a respectable amount of RF. And that's enough that we could, like, if we wanted to run a refined storage network off of, or, I mean, realistically we can do whatever we want to with all this power, obviously, but that's definitely a respectable amount. Now, of course, this isn't where I'm going to be keeping this, but it's good to have in the event that we're just, like, checking on it. So, what I need to do is come get these, run down here and craft... oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I also added redstone. We'll craft 8. That's good. Cool. And so now I will end the episode by wiring this stuff up. And also I do want to get a few more of these because I just realized that I might as well keep with this theme and whoops, go ahead and do this here as well, because it's not like we really need to check these too often. And what I will do is snag a door for this. Whoops. Alright, so, oh yeah, my jetpack's in there. I need that back, I need this, and now I need to find my way to the basement. So, somewhere down here, and more towards the center, hopefully. Oh, that was the wrong one. I meant conjure light. Whoops. So somewhere over here, I think should be... oh yeah, right here. Perfect. That's actually exactly what I was looking for. Excellent. So we can just do this right here. Take this guy, reset all sides to their default settings, and change you on this side to output, input, and input. And now, if I come out here and destroy this connection, still getting all the RF. Pretty freaking great. I'm actually really pleased by this. And I need to just change this so that it's not showing anything. And that's still doing the in out. Oh my, that's interesting. Okay. Well, we'll just leave you... interesting. Yeah, I have no idea what's up there. Whatever. So yeah, this is doing fantastic, which is good because we have a lot of stuff. So at this point, like I said, next episode, expect me to go ahead and work on some distilled water production because we really should get around to doing that. I'm also going to look into eventually doing rewiring stuff in between episodes, so if you come back next episode and I've done stuff with this area, don't be surprised. Probably just going to tear down this entire wall and expand our machine coverage throughout most of this upstairs area. So I will go ahead and end it here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. See you guys next time.